Namaste. Dharma Tales. Let's debate. Welcome to the next episode. When your own maternal uncle turns against you and then fights a war on the side of adharma, how do you actually handle it? Would you call it stupidity? Would you call it a deceit? Or would you call it the commitment of a person who was duped into committing something and still sticks to that because he gave a commitment? Let's look at the story of Shalya, the king of Madra. And of course, he is the brother of Madri, who is the second wife of Pandu. He is brought into contact with Pandu thanks to Bhishma because Kunti was not able to bear children, and hence they hope that the king should have a second wife, and then Madri gets wed to Pandu. Of course, because of the curse of Pandu, he is not able to have children in the straight way, as we know. Let's come to the main story here. Shalya likes the two sons of Madri, his sister, who were born out of the boons that Kunti transferred to her, Nakul and Sahadev. Though he had his own children, he always felt that it would be nice to have Nakul and Sahadev made as the successor to the throne that he was holding. But of course, Nakul and Sahadev very clearly said that we are going to be with our brothers. And when Shalya kept reminding them that they are only stepbrothers, they never actually liked. And every time they always resisted when Shalya kept saying that you are only the stepbrothers of the three Pandavas. They always kept saying we are five Pandavas. It so happens that when the war is declared and Shalya prepares to join the Pandavas along with his entire army, Duryodhana had already thought of a grand plan to turn the maternal uncle of Pandavas into their enemy. And Shalya, without even knowing what he was walking into, gets into a huge place where he is welcomed and he is given all the respect and honor that is due for a king of his stature. And without even knowing what he was getting into, he was so happy about the hospitality that was extended. And he gives a commitment to be with the side which has given him so much of hospitality, only to learn later that it was none other than Duryodhan who had created that situation and he had walked into a trap. He could have still said that it was a mistake and he could have walked out and gone over to the Pandavas. But like any king who has his straightforwardness or ego or what I want to call, which he wears on his sleeve, he tells Duryodhan, now having committed, I will fight on your side. And then he goes over to the Pandavas and he explains, he apologizes and does whatever. In spite of Pandavas unable to digest the fact, but since he is a king, he has given a word. They just say that you go ahead and do whatever you want. But Yudhishthir actually gets really angry and upset. And he makes a very clear commitment that if death should happen to you, it will happen by my hands. And that is the sabad, as they say, which he takes, the vow. And then the war starts. And Shalya, as a true warrior, he is considered to be a great charioteer and a mace fighter as well. On day one, actually, he kills Uttarakumara, the brother-in-law of Abhimanyu. And day after day, he keeps fighting. Of course, 4 or 5 days later, he has his own children killed in the war. And it goes on. And he is also instrumental in working towards protecting Jayadratha from the glare of Arjun. Partly he succeeds there as well. And as it goes along, after All the generals, everyone is dead. He finally is asked by Duryodhan to become the charioteer of Karna on that fateful 17th day of Mahabharata. Imagine a person who is adopted by a charioteer and made fun of as charioteer's son, none other than Karna, now has a king as his charioteer. This was an insult that Shalya could never digest throughout. And he keeps on making fun of Karna throughout to the extent that Karna actually gets very, very angry and starts abusing back Shalya. At some point of time, actually Shalya deserts him when he's about to face Arjun and leave the chariot and walks away. He he is not able to digest that he is the one. But in spite of that, being a charioteer, he gives some very good advice to Karna, even in the earlier time, not to use one of the Divyastras that he had, which was supposed to have to kill Arjun. Had he kept that with him and had he listened to the words of Shalya, he would have most probably been in a position actually to kill Arjun. But this uh, commitment that he had given to Kunti, that he will only use that specific Divyastra only once, which made him almost defenseless. And the second time, he uses a slightly lesser powerful weapon which is still capable of finishing Arjun. And he takes an aim. And Shalya very clearly tells him, please listen to my word. You aim for the chest of Arjun. But Karna, being the arrogant, egoistic chariot, rather a person who is capable of being the best, I would say, he considers himself better than Arjun. He says that I'll aim for the head, nothing else. And as he takes the bow and then uses the Divyastra and aims for the neck of Arjun. Thanks to Lord Krishna, the chariot in which Arjun is there is pushed down by at least a foot so that the Divyastra, which is aimed for the neck, goes by just taking the crown of Arjun. And Shalya actually gets very angry. I told you to aim for his chest, and you didn't aim, and see what has happened. And after abusing him profusely, he walks off, and Karna is left alone to meet his death in the hands of Arjun. Everywhere, if you really find, you will find Shalya to be a very interesting character. And after all this, on the 18th day, Duryodhan makes Shalya actually the commander of the Gaurava army. And it so happens that he is not a very great fighter as others are. And Yudhishthir was the only person who hadn't really killed many. So Lord Krishna actually devises a plan. He very clearly tells him that you go take him and finish him off. And once he is done, the war will end. That's exactly what happens. Duryodhan gets killed and Shalya gets killed in the hands of Yudhishthir, Dharma, and the war ends on the 18th day. And the commitment or the word, the Shabad that Yudhishthir took that he will kill Shalya in the war front actually happens. Mahabharata ends on that day. The story of Shalya is very, very interesting. A person who was the maternal uncle, who wants to split Nakul and Sahadev away from Pandavas and give his kingdom. And of course, he is the one who also stood by his word. You can say it's a combination factor of a person who sometimes is deceitful, sometimes very straightforward, standing by the word that he has given to the Kauravas. A very interesting character, very interesting person. There is a lot that we can learn in terms of dharmic equations, in terms of what a person should and should not do. In spite of knowing he has been duped, what do you do? These are the questions which really come up in the minds of those who would be hearing this story. Please go to the comment section, share all your views, perspectives, thoughts on what this story really means to you. Dharma Tales, let's debate. Till we meet again, this is Prakash signing off.